Hi guys, I'm Sonal and welcome to my channel. So today I'm sharing a simple recipe. This is Keto Chocolate Chips. The reason to share this is I have a couple of requests where people wanted to know this recipe, also because this isn't available in India. So I think in the US you can buy Lily's chocolate chips. If you can, then you don't need to go through all the hassle, but if you can't buy them, then this is a really simple recipe. Let's go ahead and see how I make these. Here I have some cocoa butter. If you don't have cocoa butter, you can use regular butter or coconut oil for that matter, but cocoa butter is more shelf stable, so it will remain good even at room temperature. And this is wonderful. You can apply this to your skin and it absorbs really well, and that's the reason it is in a lot of cosmetics. It's in the natural form and it's really good for your skin. Now I have melted this in the microwave and it takes a little more effort to melt this. Now here is half a cup of cocoa butter. So to this I've added about half a cup of cocoa powder. I'm going to add a little bit at a time. So I've added about 1/4 and then a little more in some time, and I'm going to give it a taste to know how chocolatey I want it to be. Now to this I've added a powdered monk fruit sweetener. I'm going to use little at a time and give it a taste. I also added about 10 drops of stevia and a pinch of salt, and I realized that I needed a little more of the sweetener, so I added 2 more tablespoons, and the whole of this is about 5 tablespoons. So if you want, you can just right away add 5 tablespoons or add a little less and give it a taste. And I allow this to cool down a little. Now I'm mixing this up and you can see that it thickens a little bit. I'm also adding a little bit of butter. You can leave this out. So 1 tablespoon of butter, because butter will give it that shine that I'm looking for. So I'm also mixing the butter up, and you're going to pipe this into chocolate chips. If you don't have a piping bag, then you should use a strong ziploc. Fill the ziploc bag up with this and cut one of the corners and make the chocolate chips on a silicone mat or a parchment paper. I'm going to use a silicone mat. If your mixture is too runny at this point, you can definitely put it in the refrigerator. Let it cool down for about 10 minutes or so, and then you'll get a thicker consistency which will be easier to pipe. And this is a piping bag that I have. I've used the smallest tip. I wish I had a smaller tip because that would actually be the size of a chocolate chip, but this works too. So I'm tapping it so that it reaches down, and this is my silicone mat and I'm going to use this. If you think that this recipe was of any value to you, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell on all notifications to be notified every time that I add a new recipe. You'll see that it's a little messy in the beginning, but as you get the hang of it, you can do it faster and you get better chocolate chips. So once I do this for some time, I have started getting faster and faster. And once we pipe all of these out, we are going to let these cool at room temperature or in the refrigerator. There you go. I have a load of chocolate chips. First I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, but I'm going to be left with some more chocolate, so I decided to cover some nuts with it. So I have some leftover chocolate which I got it out in the bowl, and I have some almonds here. You can use salted roasted almonds. I'm using almonds that I have soaked and dehydrated. Once they're covered in the chocolate, I'm going to let them cool down. And yeah, sometimes I get lazy, so I didn't really put a parchment paper or something under it to catch the chocolate, and I have some drips here. But if you are a little more particular, don't do what I did. And I also topped it with a little bit of salt. Now I've warmed it in the microwave a bit. I've added some pine nuts, some more almonds because I had more chocolate, a pinch of salt. I'm also adding some pecans. I'm going to break them up and add them, and you can add any nuts that you have until you think that it is saturated with nuts. So you want to make sure that the chocolate is only covering the nuts. So I added cashew nuts and melon seeds and pumpkin seeds. Once I got the consistency that I wanted, like I said, the chocolate should just coat them. I'm putting those in clusters on my silicone sheet and then putting some coconut on top. And here are my chocolate chips out of the fridge. Look how cute they are, right? These silicone mats are such a lifesaver when you're on keto, whether you're making your keto breads, your flat breads, any dough that is keto requires these mats. Also for baking or such purposes. And nothing sticks to them. Also they have their own weight, so they will always remain stiff and stuck to the surface. It's not like a parchment paper. When you work with it, it's always moving around and all over the place. So it's very difficult to work with a parchment paper too. So all the goodies that I made using the chocolate that I made. And these are my keto nut clusters made with chocolate, and these are the almonds which are covered with chocolate. How cute do they look? Don't Don't they look perfect? These are great to be used in keto chocolate chip cookies. You can also add them to normal chocolate chip cookies if you're trying to cut down on the sugar a little bit. If you try this recipe, let me know in the comments section. Also, you can share pictures on my social media handles. All the information to that is in the description. Also, I share links to information about all the gadgets and the ingredients that I like to use in my kitchen, and the links to all of these are in the description section. So thanks for watching. Bye.